Hi, I'm Robert. Welcome back to another edition of the High Deseret Ranch Channel. It is the month of December, and here in the high desert, it's always snowy and snow on the ground and exceptionally cold. So come along and join me. We've got a lot to talk about, some upcoming things as we discuss updates around the ranch here on a December Ranch Update. All right, so as you can see, it's here in the high desert, over 6,000 feet. There's winter is definitely upon us, and it's just a matter of time as it continues to get colder and colder and the snow builds up. So November was a good month. It was a busy month. We took 10 hogs to 10 hogs to be processed, and they're waiting to be picked up by different folks. And we even took a good old bottle calf Blackie. We picked him up about 18 months ago in March, and raised him since day one, and he's off to be processed as well up over the mountain. So it's a lot of things happening. First here on the ranch as we get things back into working operation here on a now 5th generation family ranch, and things do take time, especially if you're not made of money, but and you're mainly doing it by yourself, or even with the good help of Shane. We can only do so much considering all the other things that we have going on. So these little guys are not so little anymore. They are getting quite large, and for as much as our politicians say the economy is doing great, there seems to be a trend back to growing things on your own and knowing where your food comes from. And so I actually, when we took the pigs in, the slaughter dates were out till March. So we've really got to make sure that we are making sure these pigs eat, but we've really got to watch their rationing of food, or we either got to sell these hogs for a really high price, or if we let them eat as much as they want, they're going to be huge. They're going to be 400 pounds. And so, but they're doing just fine. They're happy as larks, as you can see, doing extremely well. And yeah, they're happy. And I had a question about the sheds in the wintertime. And so it's one of those things of, as you can see, the hogs are just fine. It might be snowy and wet out here in the hog pen, but inside this hog shed, it is warm and dry, and that's exactly what we want to see. And the fact that these sheds face west, when the sun is out, not blocked by clouds, allows that nice warm sun in. As far as the cows are doing just fine. They've all got on their nice winter coats, and as you can see, this haystack behind me will be something that we'll start feeding them from most likely starting next week. We thought this week we were going to get a little bit more snow, but we'll have to see what the weekend brings. So we definitely have plenty of feed. Not that we need to feed it all. If we cover it up nicely, it can last for at least a year into next season. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. The forage rate is good out there in that 40-acre field. We're going to be wintering the cows over, and where they'll be having their calves here in the spring. But as far as upcoming events here in December, well, it's Christmas and New Year's. They'll be coming up, and that's always exciting and fun, especially for the children. But something that I need to nail down to Shane is, here after the middle of this month, things will really calm down for me, as I'm coming up on not only a big milestone for the ranch that we've had, but also a personal milestone for myself. So we're going to, I'm trying to work with him to see where giving you guys a Christmas present, so to speak, here from the High Deseret Ranch, and we'll be doing our first live together. Still trying to figure out what that format will look like. Not necessarily the format, but some topics and things that we'll discuss. But it'll be live from the high desert here. Will be what that is in December, so look forward to that. We'll set that premiere and get that scheduled for you all, and we'll also be picking up 8 more piglets from a local breeder that the prices of piglets are going up, but he's given us a pretty good deal still. He's holding it to what he's been selling it to us in the past. So we'll be picking them up here probably between the week of Christmas and New Year's. Just they'll be ready to go. And I've got a few requests for talking about more of the this hog pen setup, which you know, I guess as I do these videos, you just want to be watching in the background, but I will have to do something to give people some more ideas. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. There will be a lot of great things, and even go back and check. I've tried to create some playlists. One of them is a hog pig playlist, where I talk about some basics as far as weighing your hog without a scale, how much to give your hog depending on just what you have, gilt, sow, bred sow, boar, feeder hog, things of that nature. And I even have a beginner's guide for hog pens. But now that we've basically got our entire setup, or at least half of our setup, we'll have to see if we want to expand more onto this side right here. But yeah, I'll have to do a nice little walkthrough for you, even if it is in the snow, so you can at least get the idea. But so it's a bittersweet moment taking the animals. It's always a little bit sad, but I figure, you know, if people are raising hogs and cows, and why not me? And like I talked about in a previous video, and my grandpa always said, you just want to make sure that the animals have one bad day, and maybe 2 at the most. And so if we can give that to the animals here on the ranch, then it makes it worth it for me. And as I've been delivering meat to folks here, there's a sense of gratitude that they have, and they're just thankful. But also for me too, there's that sense of gratitude as well, and a sense of accomplishment, and just knowing that we provide them with high quality meat at an honest price, and it's helping to support that local economy. And so I've had a few people ask me about if they can reserve some meat. Unfortunately, we're not set up to go across state lines. There's, believe it or not, quite a bit of red tape, which I agree and disagree with. Mainly heavy. I tilt more to the side of disagreeing with that. But I would just suggest that you find someone local in your area. There's, I'm sure, plenty of people. It seems to be there's kind of this resurgence in getting back into raising meat locally, even when it comes to dairy and things like that. So I would just suggest find someone local to be able to support, and maybe eventually, if things continue onward, we'll be set up to be able to sell across state lines. So for the time being, I would just recommend finding somebody in your area to support. So, but it is quite humbling and flattering to have people reach out, and that means a lot to me. And I don't say this often enough, but I'm grateful for all of you. As I've been thinking about the year coming to an end and looking forward to 2023, I'm just very grateful for this. I know Shane is as well. We're a very small channel, but we are grateful for all those who subscribe, and even those who don't subscribe. We hope that you get something out of this. We're not trying to sell you a whole bunch of merch, or, you know, subscribe to our Patreon and spend a whole bunch of money and things of that nature. We just want to be able to make sure that you get the most that you can out of this. And even some of the videos we offer is to help combat some of the myths on YouTube. Now, I understand everyone's situation is different, but there are some people that there's things that just plain don't work, and they tend to see it and then put it on their own, make their own version of it up for their channel. So definitely beware, but we don't know everything, and we'll be the first to admit that. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section. And like I say, I'm appreciative of all you, because I've received comments and emails from folks that with ideas and suggestions that we've implemented here on the ranch, and I'm grateful for it. Not everyone has a monopoly on all the good ideas. So that's it, guys. I don't think there's much of anything else to talk about besides, remember, you only get so many trips around the sun. So decide what it is you're going to do today and get after it, because that's, if you don't, if you just sit around thinking about it, never get up and doing it, it'll never happen. So hopefully you stick around. Like I say, like and subscribe. We've got some great stuff coming up here in December, and the weather is only going to get more cold, and that provides some different challenges here on the ranch, and we'll hope you'll come along with us as we just put our head down in that snowstorm and push onwards. So again, hopefully we're your ticket to help escape the ordinary and find out just what it's like to live the high life here in the high desert of the Intermountain West, only on the High Deseret Ranch Channel.